What's up, nerds? I'm Longy Long. Welcome to my channel. Today we're going to talk about an NES launch title that I absolutely loved as a kid. But does it hold up today? I doubt it. It's Excitebike on the NES. You probably know what I mean by launch title, but in case you don't, there's no judgment. All I mean is that this is one of the titles that was released when the system was, so that early customers of the console could have something to play. Because a console with no games is basically just a hunk of plastic, right? Yeah, now who's playing with power? It's me. I am. The Nintendo Entertainment System was unleashed in North America in 1985, and the marketing promised...
Now you're playing with power.
And indeed, Nintendo promised substantially more power and graphical capability than its most popular predecessor, the Atari 2600. But developers were still working out how to fully exploit that power. So, while Nintendo's launch library looked incrementally better than Atari games, consumers had no idea of the developments that would come over the next few years. The NES North American launch library contained 18 titles, some of which were instant classics we'll never forget, like Super Mario Bros. And Duck Hunt. Others were steamy, smelly farts that have been thankfully mostly forgotten, while a few were somewhere in between. Like I said, I loved Excitebike when I was a kid, but I was like 4, so obviously the learning curve has to be appropriate for a 4-year-old. So does it hold up today? Yeah, it's alright, I guess. I mean, I really don't know what to make of this. So, you drive your motorbike from left to right, switching lanes and avoiding obstacles, you jump, you crash. You have the option to race the clock or to race with AI opponents, but you're still just racing to beat the time in the lower corner of the screen. Honestly, this is about a half step up from Atari. Yep. Yeah, so I've got to say, I've played a dozen Flash games and mobile games just like this. You know the type, it's the ones where you go with one button and jump and rotate your vehicle to land on your wheels instead of your head. It's just one of those, and I've never thought I'd say this, but the mobile games actually do it better. Oh, this is kind of cool. You get to construct your own courses. I never noticed this when I was, 4, but it's like, whatever. A multiplayer option would make this game about a zillion times better, but there isn't one. I guess you could compete for best time, but as a single-player game, Excitebike really doesn't stand the test of time. It's pretty boring. So like I said in the beginning, in 1985, developers were still learning how to harness the potential of the NES, and the release titles that came out with it were kind of a preview of things to come in the next few years as developers improved technology and game design. Despite that, Excitebike is still, sadly, one of the better release titles. You can get it for about $10. It ain't worth $10, but if you're trying to expand your collection and you want some of those launch titles, this is probably one of the least bad ones. And if you want to collect this just because it reminds you of your nostalgic childhood, I'd still skip it. The memory is much better than the actual game. Hey, if you found this video helpful, be sure to hit that like button and let me know. Subscribe to my channel so you can find out when I make more videos, which I do all the time. And if you can't wait, check out my videos over here. This is my new trick. I indicate where the videos are, because right now they're not here. I'm just in my living room recording. There's no judgment. I've got peanut butter in my mouth.